What are the 3 best tennis shoes for tennis players with heel pain? Let's find out. Hey everybody, it's Zach, and today I'm looking at the top 3 tennis shoes that I am prescribing for tennis players with heel pain, plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendinitis. So if you're looking for objective advice when looking for tennis shoes, click the subscribe button and notification bell. That way you can see how your favorite shoe is stacking up. Biggest things to look for in a tennis shoe if you're suffering from heel pain is number 1, how much shoe is actually between you and the ground. Number 2, how supportive, high, and stiff the heel counter is. And number 3, what the shank of the shoe is like. Is it supporting your arch? And just as a quick tip, never throw heel lifts in your tennis shoes. They might make you feel better that minute, but in the long run, they will eventually make your heel pain worse and harder to treat. Coming in at number 3 is the New Balance Fresh Foam Lav with a 2.5 centimeter stack height or heel height, rigid shank, and hybrid heel counter to keep your heel locked in place when playing. Now the Lavs are one of the most versatile tennis shoes on the market, and with New Balance's proprietary foam, you get a dense, springy, very bouncy midsole, which also absorbs a ton of shock, which is great for Achilles tendinitis and plantar fasciitis and any other kind of heel pain. The hybrid heel counter isn't just stiff and supportive, it also comes up pretty high on the shoe and it envelops your ankle. So you can put an orthotic in these pretty easily if you wear them and your heel won't slip out of the shoe. Coming in at number 2, Nike Air Zoom GP Turbo with a whopping 2.6 centimeter heel height. Now, that is with dual airbags, one airbag on the top and then a Zoom Air unit on the bottom. So when your heel comes in the shoe, that might compress just a tad. Now with that combination airbag and Zoom Air unit that's stacked on top of each other, plus the full-length plastic quasi shank or plate in these shoes, you just have a tremendous amount of material and cushion between you and the ground, as well as rigidity in the shoe. Now, the other thing the GP Turbos have going for them is the really high heel counter, which really locks your heel in and eliminates a lot of excessive or micro motion in the heel or the ankle. Now the GP Turbos do have a posterior rocker, which in theory would add a little bit of instability to the shoe. However, it is so far back in the shoe and the heel counter is so high that the pros of this arrangement vastly outweigh the cons. Now the one thing keeping these shoes in the number 1 spot is that double stacked air unit with the Zoom Air on the bottom and the airbag on the top. This can make it a little awkward for an orthotic to fit in the shoe if it doesn't have a flat heel or what we call an extrinsic heel post. It could be a little awkward, almost like a water bed in there. And if not for that, these probably would be my number 1 shoe. And coming in at number 1 is the Adidas Sole Court Boost. The Adidas Sole Court Boost has a 2.4 centimeter heel height made up primarily of their midsole proprietary foam, which gives you a ton of shock absorption. You also have the shank, which is an outsole-based shank, which mixes with the midsole, giving you this really unique arch support that no other shoe on the market has right now. And it actually spans the entire midfoot and heel, really cradling the heel. Now the Adidas Sole Court Boost also has an ultra high heel counter with these puffed up areas around the heel counter to lock your heel in. That eliminates all that what we call micro motion or all that instability in the heel that can cause extra pain or strain in your Achilles or plantar fascia. The other thing that decreases the micro motion of the shoe and increases stability is how wide the heel is in comparison to other shoes. You can also find that in the Asics Court FF2. So now just for a couple honorable mentions. Number 1 is the Asics Gel Resolution 8. This shoe would have made the top 3 except for its heel counter. People with a high arched foot are gonna come out of this heel counter just a tad. And although that won't bother most players, if you have heel pain or if you have some Achilles tendinitis, all that little up and down motion in the shoe could cause some irritation. That's why they didn't make the top 3. Now my second honorable mention is the Yonex Power Cushion Eclipsian 3. Now these shoes better be good for heel pain because they have power cushion in the title of their shoe. Now these do deliver. They have an unbelievable cushioning system in the heel and actually in the forefoot too, as well as a terraced midsole. These shoes are tremendous for shock absorption as well as energy return. The only caveat to these shoes is they run a tad on the narrow side. So if you have a medium to narrow foot, these shoes are fantastic. If you have a wider foot, you'll want to go with one of the top 3 that I chose earlier. All right, so if you think I've missed a shoe, just let me know in the comments down below, or just leave me a comment if you have any question about the shoe that you're wearing. So until the next shoe, hope everyone has a great day, great night, wherever you're tuning in from, and I'll see you next time.